It's your host, Holly, and it's time for a little teaser talk.
Louder Than Life, America's loudest festival returns to Louisville this September with Slayer, Deftones, Avenged Sevenfold, Bring Me the Horizon, plus Sleep Token, Suicide Boys, Bad Omens, Rob Zombie, A Perfect Circle, Marilyn Manson, Evanescence, Knocked Loose, 3 Days Grace, Lamb of God, and so many more. Louder Than Life. September 18th through 21st in Louisville, Kentucky. Passes are on sale now at louderthanlifefestival.com.
What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Hollie Nicole, here with another killer episode of Teaser Talk. And today I am thrilled to have us be joined by a frontman of a band who's climbing charts, packing venues, and creating a modern sound that refuses to fit inside of a box. Welcome, Joey Ovtlier of Outlander. How are you, sir?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I am fabulous. I'm super excited to catch up with you guys because I saw you guys. You were playing with some friends of mine in Oklahoma City on a tour, and I was sitting there and I was talking to Dakota, and he was like, "Hey, have you heard of Outlier?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Dude, check them out. Like, you have to check them out for sure." I was like, "Okay." You guys literally took the stage. I say the stage, the platform in our small Oklahoma City town. And you guys crushed it. Like, my ears perked up like those dogs, like the dog whistles. I was like, huh? Like, yeah. So I'm super excited to chat with you. Since Oklahoma City, how have things been going?
Well, you caught quite a special show for that. I mean, we played the same set, but this set was a little special for Oklahoma City. We capped it with me getting a tattoo on stage.
Yeah.
It was a pretty impulsive decision, and the tattoo is a tattoo of me getting tattooed on stage. So it's quite meta or in the moment. So yeah, it was a very, very, very fun show. But yeah, things have been good since then. I've been just, that tour was great. The friends were great. The bands were awesome. It was long. It felt longer than it was just because the routing was just insanity. It was very long drives, and it was all over the place. So it felt longer than the 3 weeks we were out for sure. But so it's good to be home. Since then, I've just been working on a lot of new music, just Zoom sessions and lots of writing, honestly, just preparing for the future here.
Well, I'm super excited to unpack all that stuff that you just dropped, but real quick, because I was there, obviously, whenever you were getting tattooed. And at first I was like, Dakota, is that like somebody you guys know? Or is that like some rando that just came to a show with a tattoo gun? He's like, no, like it's somebody solid. I was like, okay, that was good. Because at first I was concerned for like your health, but you're right. Because we were in for a treat. There was so much going on. And I was like, what is happening? Like my little brain was overstimulated, and I was like, is this really happening? Like, is this like, do they do this at every show? Like every band that's like, you guys are our favorites. I'm like, no, you say that about everybody. I'm like, is this like a fake tattoo? It's like, me,
right,
like an outline. So a tattoo of you getting tattooed. It was on your leg, right?
Yeah, it's right on the outside of my calf.
Okay, well, I'm not going to make you flash us your leg and show some leg, if you will, or anything. But I'm assuming it's on your Instagram. I'm going to creep on it and see how it heals.
Yeah, there's a picture of it. But it's in like a live clip of it though. I don't know if I share. Honestly, I've been terrible with promotion, honestly.
That's a missed opportunity, because it was definitely a moment where I was like, what is happening? So kudos to you guys.
I don't care. I'll show it. I don't care. I'm wearing shorts, so here we'll make it interesting.
This makes it easy. So for you guys who are listening into the audio experience, hop over to YouTube. Or if you're on Spotify, watch now, because here it is.
Actually, let me move this back a little bit.
I didn't want to ask you, because it's like, man, it's a whole shebang. There you go.
So it's kind of hard. Do you see it?
Let's see. Yeah, I see it. That's interesting.
It's like a stick figure.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
So
like,
it's,
I couldn't see it from where I was standing. So I was like, what is this? And you did say it was you getting tattooed, but I thought you were just being funny because you were laughing while you were saying that. So I was like, Maybe I missed a joke, but like
No,
there was
it's
no
so
joke.
funny because it's stick figure. It's like stick figure of me with a leg up on a wedge, and for
Yeah.
some reason I love that she gave me a backwards hat because I don't wear backwards hats on stage. And then it's her, and it looks like she's got this giant crayon in her hand just because it's all stick figured. So it's really funny just because it's so like the idea is so bad that it's so good. So,
Yeah.
and honestly, I couldn't think of anything like, Darren, our tour manager, he brought out Dawn. So Dawn's the tattoo artist. She's a sweetheart. And
Yeah.
she, I mean, I played it off on stage. Like, I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing up here? So the crowd probably is like, what's happening right now?
Yeah, it was definitely the reaction that we had, because I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was last minute plan, like probably a couple of few days before. She's like, what does he want? And I don't know why that came out of my mouth. I had no idea. I couldn't think of anything else. And I was just like, tattoo of me getting tattooed on stage. That's it.
I'm here for it. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad I finally got to see it, because I was really like, curiosity for real was in mode for sure. But anyways, okay, enough about your fabulous tattoo that you received in Paradise, Oklahoma City. Let's go back to what you were just talking about. So you guys, I love your sound, because your sound has like a real range in it, if you will. It's like a chaos. It's a chaotic, but it's also, I don't know. How would you describe your sound to people who haven't heard you guys yet?
Man, I'm like terrible with that because I don't really do the whole subgenre game. I just try to go for like the average radio listener. I just say like we're a rock and metal band. So if you're anything,
Okay, well, you're definitely, I'll just stop you there, because you're definitely discrediting yourself there, because you guys have a unique sound. Just as I said in the opening, like, you guys don't fit inside of a box. So I guess it's not fair for me to say, what? So you don't fit inside a box. If you were to fit inside a box, what box would it be? But you guys have a unique sound. So I'm curious, though, because when it comes to, especially now that you're in this creation mode, how do you guys come up with such a unique sound that's obviously different, but it perks people's ears up whenever they hear you guys live?
So I do, I write on the spot, honestly. I kind of just go, when I go into the studio, if I'm writing from scratch, I'll go 100% based on like whatever emotion I'm feeling that day. And I'm like, okay, I want to like, lean into this a little bit more. And I want to, and it's funny because you say chaotic. So it's like, oh, are you a ball of chaos? But it's like, I want our songs to be interesting. I try to put a lot of time to focus in almost every single part, kind of make every part almost special in its own way. But it's really, I don't know, like there's times where I just want to write the ultimate like FU song. I have probably a lot of anger in me from like my youth, and I'm like, I just got to let it out. But then I have songs that I've been writing about lately, like probably the worst relationship in my entire life. And I never wrote songs like that before. So I wanted to make sure that the music felt like the music was able to speak for itself alongside the lyrics. So you can feel it when you listen to it as well. So I believe a lot of, for me, at least, if I write something lyrically, the music has to carry the mood with it. It's got to match, or I feel like you're not hitting all the vibes. So, but yeah, I try to keep it interesting. So like, if you say chaos, I mean, I got to make our choruses. It's got to be a good chorus. Our bridge, if we're going for a heavy bridge, it's got to be heavy. Like it can't be like this like in between thing. So I don't know. I am pretty bad at describing it, which is really funny. It's really just like spontaneous, honestly.
Well, I would say that you guys do a great job of balancing it, like between melody and metal. Like it's just, if you guys are out there listening, you guys haven't heard them, like don't listen to it right now, because you guys got to listen to the rest of this episode. But listen to it after we get done talking, because you guys definitely, like I said, my ears stood up like a German Shepherd. Like I was like, huh? Like, who's this? So very, very cool. So I know obviously you guys are not brand to this new to the space. I personally recently discovered you guys, but you guys aren't like, it's not your first rodeo. If you were to sum up Outlier's musical, I said Outliers like possession, not like multiple.
Gotcha.
Inside joke for those who didn't catch the chatter between or before recording. Anyways, if you were to sum up your musical journey in one word, what would you say and why?
One word, would be, God, I don't know. I would say, probably like it would be chaos would be a pretty good one. I'm not gonna lie. Chaos is good. The word test comes to my mind. Like it's just the ultimate test, like honestly, because it's really been, I've been playing music a long time. I've been touring for a very, very long time. I was very fortunate to get into music at a very young age and start touring at a young age.
Yeah.
I've been like the baby of the band and like the dude that had like no responsibilities, just show up. Guitar is my forte. So I started off just touring as a guitar player in bands, and like all my bandmates were older than me. And I was the dude that was all about the party and having a good time on the road. And like, where's Joey? That was like the joke. And I was just always running off in the world and just very in the moment. But as I got older and signed a bunch of bad record contracts along the way, I really tried to smarten up and focus on the business part of it all. And then once I started doing vocals for just trying to take on this whole other animal of, you know, expressing myself through music, I really tried to learn as much as possible. I'm sorry if that's really loud. I'm trying to enjoy this.
Actually, you sound there's actually not bad background music at all. Look at that little thumbs up popped up emoji. Look at that.
So I really I tried to learn a lot from it and tried to get smart with music if I wanted to make music a career. I think a lot of bands, a lot of artists, they're so focused on the creative end of it all that they lack a business mindset. And at the end of the day, this is a business. And musicians are very emotional people, and they let their emotions get the best of them. And they just forget the business part until they're screwed. And then they're like, oh shit. Then forgive me. Sorry.
Oh no. Okay. Come on. Really?
Well,
we're totally good to drop some F-bombs and some S words here. So
okay, good. Cause I'm not going to lie. I normally curse like a sailor, and I've been trying to be like,
don't hold yourself back.
So I was just like, I gotta do it smart for myself. And, so I've definitely taken the road less traveled. I've turned down record deals. I've turned down certain opportunities that were just not smart for us. The fine print was not good. And, so we take the road less traveled, and everything's just really been a test. Honestly, it's a test for me. It's a test for, my will to continue on in this terrible, terrible industry. But I learned to enjoy, everybody's so focused on the end result, right? Like I love the journey though, because if I ever got to the end of it, it's like, well, now what? And like, I love that. I don't know why. Like I always say this industry is like swimming against a current all the time. And for some reason, like I love that because it's really a make or break type of thing. And that's why you see guys like bands lose members all the time. And it doesn't matter how big of a band it is. Like some guys just eventually tap out. And I don't know. I just don't think I'll ever tap out. I've been tested time and time again. So honestly, test really comes to mind, and that's why.
Dang, that's awesome. I told you I wasn't gonna get all Diane Sawyer, but here we are.
No, I love it. You get me going, and I'll tell you stories. I'll dive into it.
Though. Yeah, like so. Speaking of your journey, you guys have had some major support, including SiriusXM Octane. How's that kind of exposure shifted your journey or your strategy when it comes to your business?
Oh man, the first and foremost, shout out to Vinny and Jose and Shannon Guns and there's a new crew there. Well, newer since when we first were, since we first started being played on there. So like, Katie and Jesse and all them, like, so shout out to all of them. Truly appreciate all of their support and love since the beginning. We've been very, very, very blessed as an independent band to have the support from Octane. It is a complete game changer. They're kind of part of, I feel like, the formula for success for a lot of bands now. And like, it's a great thing. But, you always, you that, like, it's just so important now and a part of it all. And you gotta almost, like, you want to continue to write for yourself, but a lot of these bands are writing these formulaic songs to kind of like dive into there, and not to really, like, forgive me. I'm such a typical New Yorker, big mouth. Like, I just kind of say it like it is. But, like, you get all these bands like Set It Off, who was like a pop punk band, who's like, now everybody's writing for this active rock thing. You know what I'm saying? And all these, I'm sorry, but, like, spade's a spade. I mean, I'm sure they're really nice guys as people, but posers. There's just so many posers in this industry, and they write for radio now. And, like, it's, do they always want to write like that? I doubt it, because, again, going back to Warped Tour days, I was in a Warped Tour band. I was in a pop punk band. And, like, that's why Outlier is a whole different band. Outlier's sound has been like this since day one of me creating this, and, like, this sound and writing in 2013. I've just grown more into it and leaned harder into everything that I've done or what I've been about. But, and again, it's not to say, these other bands, can't change or anything like that, but it's becoming such a thing now that everybody's writing for Octane. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the impact Octane has.
Yeah.
And, and God bless them, because what an unspoken powerhouse that could be, to where bands just start writing just to be aired. You know what I'm saying? To get Octane airtime. So a lot of bands don't talk about this, but I will. I don't give a shit. I'll just call it like it is.
And I was laughing, like, quietly, because when you were like, hey, sorry, I'm from New York, it cracks me up, because, like, as soon as you guys took the platform, I want to say stage, but it's like kind of a platform, but whatever.
It's a stage.
It's a stage. It's definitely a stage. I'm just, I always have to kick off myself. But anyways, but you guys, as soon as you guys took it, I was like, those guys have to be East Coast. Those are East Coast boys right there. And then before you guys said you guys are from, I was like, yeah, got it.
Dude, like, Joey from New York, like, me and my bass player Cosmo are like too Dago for our own good. Like, we're just Italian on Italian. Like, my family came over, like, my great grandparents came over, like, an arranged marriage from Italy, or actually technically Sicily. So, like, we have that outgoing, ball busting personality. It's just,
hey, I'm here for it. That's awesome. And it's just, I don't know, it's very cool. So yeah, never ever apologize for being who you are. So I appreciate the transparency, and, just tell me how you see it. I like it. So, with that conversation in mind, where do you see, like, the rock metal scene headed, and where do you think Outlier brings to that conversation?
So I love that. I think I saw something the other day. I can't remember where, but I think rock and metal is just, it's climbing right now. It's doing great. Bands, like Bring Me and Sleep Token and Motionless and Ice Nine, and all these bands are, like, they're paving such a strong way right now in what they're doing. And I'm super, whether I like them or not is all subjective. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to like the band, but I can appreciate what they're doing. And a lot of these bands are just being their authentic selves, and that's pushing, even Ghost, like, I like Ghost. I know Ghost kind of gets ragged on, like, all the magazines and stuff like that, like the comments. I love reading people shit talking. I think it's so entertaining and hysterical, even if it like were to pertain to me. It's just so funny. Like, people get so worked up over things, and it's like, I don't know why I'm like this. I am such a, like, poke the bear type of person. I just am like don't leave me in a room with like the nuclear button, because I'm gonna go, oh, what's that button? Oh, what would it do?
What's the one that
What
says
would it
don't
do?
push?
I kind of want to, yeah, like that. I'm that. Yeah, don't leave me in that room. I'm not a good person with that. So,
Yeah.
so I love seeing people get so riled up over things, and I don't care. Like, I'm so unfazed by a lot. I have very, very, very thick skin. But I appreciate, again, it's not about liking the bands or not liking the bands. I really genuinely appreciate what they're doing for the scene. I've always paid attention to the pop and hip hop scene as far as like the business thing and how they move, because they stay so relevant and they stay on top of it, as far as like genres competing. And it's because they're always collaborating. They're always pulling each other up. Granted, pop is very, very manufactured compared to the hip hop scene. But like, I grew up on like, underground hip hop mixtapes, and everybody was like collabing and featuring and pulling each other up. And I think that now rock and metal has finally gotten to a place of accepting that. And I've been wanting to do that for years. So like, again, because of where I saw it with these other genres, but like, it's helping the rock and metal scene instead of like, but rock and metal musicians are so elitist. They're so gatekeeping, and they try to like, if I bring this person on, they may outshine me or whatever. And I don't want to, like, everybody feels that one other person's success dulls their ability to shine. And I think that's like, people got to remove that ego. They got to really work on their ego.
Dude, I'm so glad you said that, because I've always thought that too. I'm like, because I'm, similar. I feel like we're one and the same, but from different parts of the country, clearly. But I always said that too. I was like, man, like I've always grew up listening also to hip hop and all these other, and you see the collaborations, but when it comes to the rock industry growing up, you rarely, never, ever saw them. The only time you would see people together is on tours, right? Like you would never see them like on collaboration on songs. And it is now becoming that. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, a lot of it is that typical rock star syndrome where it's like, hey, I'm the star. There's only one room for one, and it's me. But it's like, the industry in itself, and I'm not sure, just, I'm no psychologist clearly, but, it's almost coming from an a scarcity mindset, not abundance. I mean, like if you come to that abundance mindset, then you have like the thought of like, oh, this is cross-pollination. Like, they're going to reach my people, but I'm also going to reach their people too.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Really set the stage. And again, like, love him, hate him, whatever. I personally am a fan, but Travis Barker, I saw that he started doing a lot of, collaborations with artists and, producing and songwriting and, drumming and everything with them. And I'm like, see, that's what we need more of. We need more of, because it was, it'd be bands that he discovered too. It wasn't just huge, big bands that he was collaborating with. It was people he was putting on the map. Of course, again, going back to the business sides of things, I'm sure there is somewhere, somehow, an upside for him, but it is about being smart about it. So I'm so glad you said that.
It's Travis Barker became the drummer of the Aquabats to the drummer of Blink-182 to all of a sudden a personality of his own, and becoming like not just the drummer of a band, but now like Travis Barker is like almost his own entity that can play with other artists. And it was all the cross-pollination, just like you said, him doing that Soulja Boy like drum video that he did. I remember how that like went viral back in the day as like, and it was just like, oh, dude, just the rock and metal musician, the average rock and metal musician is just so narrow-minded, and they're afraid of having their spotlight taken away. And like, so what I want people to like take away from us, I think that was like the original question as I took the longest detour to get there.
Hey, no, that was a great conversation. That was a scenic route. I enjoyed it.
It's a necessary one, that's correct. For sure. Authenticity, 100%. I am my unapologetic self. We do not put on an act to gain more fans. We do not share this trend to get more, fans. Like, we are not here to cater like music. A show is a church. It's a harmonious setting, and your politics, your identity, and this and that, and all of it, it's left at the door when you come to an Outlier show. I don't care, and I don't want to care, and I don't push my shit on you. I know there's like preachy bands out there. I don't preach my shit on you, and I don't want your shit preached on me. I don't care. are you a good person? Are you here to have a good time? And that's it. And I'm just like, I love authenticity. And if you are a genuine individual, I'm going to vibe with you even harder. That's it. And like, I love authentic friendships. The friends that I do have in this industry are not a business transaction of whatsoever. It's just good people that I've built really good relationships with that I wake up cherishing every day and I do not take for granted. A lot of guys always, I want to befriend this person so I can see where it takes me type of thing. And this industry is filled with a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then my circle stays, it's growing because I'm always meeting people, but it grows at a slower pace because I'm not desperate and I'm not here to fake a relationship with anybody. So my attitude is definitely like rebellious by nature. And it's probably contributed to that road less travel type of thing. But I believe that everything is like in that it puts me on the path that I'm meant to be on because I surround myself with a lot of quality people. And it's because of, my mouth probably. So like what I'm willing to do and not do, I guess.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that you said that you're like, politics, I don't push my stuff on you. You don't push your stuff on me. So it's going to make for an awkward question. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior? No, I'm joking. Like all of a sudden this comes to preaching session.
Pulls up like the Bible and just starts going.
I'm like, wow. So I'm glad you have an open mind. Have you heard about this? That's funny. So, a question for you is off stage. How would you describe Joey Arena? What's something that people wouldn't expect about you?
It's been shared, but I guess to all the new viewers, and it's probably not like very, very, very well known unless you follow me closely. But I rescue senior and handicapped dogs. That's like a big thing for me. I am a huge bitch for animals.
You're a bitch for a bitch. I love it.
Love it. I'm like, I don't know if you've ever seen like the videos, like there's like funny reels and stuff where the guy runs in the house, blows past his girlfriend. He goes, move, bitch. And he gets on the ground. And he starts cuddling the dog and he's affectionate. I'm like that person. Like, I'm not a very affectionate person, unfortunately, in my relationships until like, the trust is there. And I could feel comfortable letting my guard down. That's a whole topic for another day. But like for my dog though, I'm like on the ground. I'm like, oh, just love me. And I'm like holding, like, let him lick my face. Like I'm just I'm such a sucker for animals. But I'm charitable to rescues. I give food, money. I donate at my practice space. There is it's been like this for years on end. There's like this little hub that has just been here for years that a lot of stray cats go to. And I had my fans, it was an old woman that took care of them and I had not seen her for years. And I have just been ordering food for them for like a better part of a year now and feeding them and taking care of them. I got a couple of them trapped, trapped and released type of stuff, but they went to like, cat sanctuaries or cat rescues. Then if they did well around other cats, they were rehomed. So out of all of them that would go there, only 2 of them wanted to go back to the streets, which happens.
Hey,
sometimes they're
for the streets.
Sometimes they're so feral they just don't want to go anywhere. I feel like I missed a good joke. What'd you say?
Oh no, I just said, hey, it's just some people are there for the streets.
Yeah, right, exactly. They can handle it. But yeah, so I just with animals, I give a lot of myself. So that's a thing.
That's super cool. One thing I had learned, and that's also kudos to you. Like that's, obviously helping animals in general is just like, man, that's awesome. But then like the senior, like that's definitely like a I don't say demographic, but the age range of animals that are most definitely overlooked because people don't want an old dog, right? Or whatever. Yeah. So people will just kind of do that. So that's really cool that you do that. One thing I had learned through podcasting is, oh my gosh, it was years ago, but I had interviewed Jarrell from Hollywood Undead, and he's a big passionate animal lover as well. And I remember we were talking about cats. Like my friend had a bunch of stray cats around her house, and like when she moved in, the owner was like, "Oh, you have to feed these cats. Like you live, there's one condition, like the one condition of you like taking ownership is you have to feed these cats." And she's like most definitely a dog person. But I'm like, I feel like I'm Snow White. I'm over here like, come here, like trying to get him over here. And I remember I was talking to him about it. He's like, the first thing he asked me was like, is their ears clipped? I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Like, and I'm thinking in my head, like, what? So like, that was a cool thing to know too, is like, yeah, trap them and then spay, neuter, and then clip the top of their ear. And that's how you know if they're fixed or not. So a little pro tip for those who are also out there that didn't know that I didn't know. Little fun fact. So that's awesome. Yeah. So Joey, if you could go back and give advice to Joey on day one of Outlier, what would you say?
Do not let your loyalty steer you. So that this is like setting up for a weird one right here, but it would really be to accept that my loyalty can remain, even though I can cut some people off at the same time. I have kept people around longer than they should have been, bandmates, team members, managers, agents, all that stuff. Because I'm very loyal to a fault, like by nature, and anything. I'll give anybody the shirt off my back, and unfortunately, that comes at a cost, and it slows me down in a lot of ways. Like looking back at it all, I could have removed people, but I want to see the good in everybody, and I want to have this come up story with my original team, and you were there in the beginning type of thing. And like, unfortunately, there's people that they can be just energy suckers, anchors tied to your feet, and they may not even know it either. That's the problem. There could be a lack of like self-awareness on their part, and they may not think that they're holding you back, but they could be. And so I've had a lot of, not a lot, but I've had some uncomfortable conversations with those people, which I'm not afraid to do. But, I had to like kind of tell people like, all right, listen, I've given you 3 years. Nothing's changed. I'll give you 3 more months. Nothing's changed. And like, I want to see the good in everybody, and I want to see their efforts come to life instead of just, just saying a lot of shit that they think I want to hear just to like, because they want to be a part of it in some way, but they're solely relying on my work ethic. And, sorry, I need my team and my people to work as hard as, actually, they're not going to work as hard as me, but I need them to like do at least a fraction of what I do to some degree. Lift a fucking finger, please.
Damn, that was my drop moment. That's awesome. I was waiting for you to be like, don't let your loyalty get in the way of your success or something like that. But you're like, it was actually opposite. No. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Great. No, it's another thing that is like, in a business sense, like if you go cold like that, it's the thing that's hindered me. But I'm not going to lose who I am.
Yeah.
Because my publicist Shauna, like that, I've mentioned to you about. Yeah. I've been with her forever.
Yeah.
And she, there's other labels that are like, well, you're going to use this person and you're going to use that, and I'm like, listen, I have my team, man. Mm-hmm. I have my radio team. I have my publicist. I have my team, and they're going to come with me because these are the people that have, again, they've been with me for a long time. They cared about me when nobody else did. And those are the people I keep around. I'm very, very grateful for those people because they see something in me, not when I'm flying high, but just like, so, yeah.
Very cool. Well, that is super awesome, Joey. One last question for you before I let you get back to those beautiful chirping birds in the background and you going back and making some kick-ass music. Question for you is, of course, this is teaser talk, so we like to leave some teasers. What can fans look forward to from you guys in the rest of 2025 and 2026 potentially?
So I think this is the first press outlet that I'm going to like fully say it. So we ended up striking an amazing partnership with a company And I am so stoked that we are going to finally drop another album. It's been a long time since we actually dropped an album. It's been singles for years. But we have an album that we're getting ready to roll out. We're going to be announcing a release date for that first single, actually technically the second single off of that record. And we plan on dropping music the rest of this year. We have a tour announcement coming up here shortly, one last one for the year. And then next year starts, immediately kicking it off with lots of new music. I made 3 years of prep, finally come to a place and like come to fruition now to where I'm going to I'm not taking my foot off the gas. As soon as this comes out, it's just going to be new music left and right. I've been working around the clock for 3 years for this moment almost. So I'm excited. Lots of Outlier. So to come.
That is very cool. Well, I appreciate you dropping those teasers, and I'm super excited for you guys and can't wait to hear it myself. Everyone listening, you guys make sure to go follow them, stream their music, and just keep up to speed with these chaotic, awesome, crazy East Coast guys. Joey, thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Teaser Talk. Head over to teasertalk.com to subscribe so you don't miss out on another episode. Until next week, keep rocking.